Hello everybody, it's Austin here, or Luna. As I'm recording this video, I'm sick. Again. I'm pretty sure since this year has started, I have actually been sick over 8 times. That's not normal. People have been commenting like, yo dude, you should go to the doctor. I've been. I've gotten every test in the damn book. Nothing's wrong with me. I must have been a horrible person in my previous life because in this current life, my immune system was dialed down to like -30. Anyway, yeah, I'm sick again. So if I sound stuffy in the next few videos, you know why. Anyway, today's story time is an absolutely crazy one. I hope you enjoy it. Leave a like on the video if you do, and let's just jump into this. So today's story time all takes place when I was 13 years old. I had this friend when I was 13. Let's just call him Anthony. Okay, I had this friend named Anthony. And Anthony was a very hyper kid. I remember I used to hang out with Anthony a lot because he was just so much energy, and it was always so much fun being around him because you were never bored around somebody like Anthony. Like, if you guys were ever bored or like you couldn't find something to do, Anthony was always the person to like make the situation way better and find something to do, right? So anyway, yeah, back to the story. I was 13 years old, sitting in my room. It was summer vacation, school was let out, and I was just bored one day, right? So I hit up Anthony. And I was like, yo, man, what are you up to tonight? You should come over. And he's like, I can't come over. My parents won't let me, but you can come here. And I was like, sure. So I went and I spent the weekend at Anthony's house. Now, Friday, Saturday, nothing out of the ordinary there. A lot of fun, nothing really crazy. Just kind of played video games. But Sunday night to be specific, something bad happened. Something very bad happened. Like, really, really bad. So on Sunday night, Anthony looked at me, and we were both bored, and he was like, hey, man, you want to do a bonfire? And I was like, you can do that? Because we were 13, and, like, obviously our parents trusted us. But I don't know, like, some kids at 13, like, their parents won't trust them to have a bonfire by themselves. But Anthony said that he could. So we went out to his backyard. He grabbed some firewood from the shed. He put it in the fire pit. He poured a tiny amount of gasoline on the firewood before lighting it, which, by the way, I wouldn't really recommend doing that because the flames can shoot up in your face when you light it. And never pour gas on a live fire either. Both, in my opinion, not good ideas. I just think starting it the old-fashioned way with some firewood is the way to go. Anyway, yeah, so Anthony starts this fire up, and the flame shoots up after he threw a match in it. And the first, 5-10 minutes of the fire was really nothing out of the ordinary. It was pretty big, but, nothing crazy. And we're just kind of sitting out there, watching the fire, just talking to each other. Just kind of, not doing much, right? Now, Anthony gets up about 10 minutes later to go inside and grab a drink. And while he's doing that, I'm trying to, put wood on the fire, keep it going. But it's dying down really fast because I think the fire was just all gas and no wood, basically. And the fire ends up dying out completely within a couple of minutes after Anthony leaves. Now, a few minutes later, Anthony comes back outside with a drink and some snacks, and Anthony's older brother comes out with him as well. Anthony's older brother was about 16, so he was 3 years older than we were. And they both sit down at the fire, and Anthony walks back to the shed to grab gasoline to pour on this tiny flame to make it go bigger, right? Like I said, stupid idea. And when he walked out of the shed with the gasoline, Anthony's older brother was like, yo, man, nah. And I thought he was telling Anthony, don't do that. But then he grabs the gasoline from Anthony, and he goes, I'm going to do it. I'm better at it than you. So even Anthony's older brother was on board with pouring gas on this live flame. And I just had a bad feeling. I don't know, I just had a really bad feeling. And sure enough, my feeling wasn't wrong because when Anthony's older brother goes to dump a little bit of this gas onto the fire, and he accidentally spilled a little bit in front of him, right in front of the fire pit. So when the gasoline hit the fire, it trailed back to Anthony's older brother and starts lighting his socks on fire. And Anthony's older brother starts jumping up and down, freaking out, trying to stomp out his own feet. And there's gasoline going everywhere out of the canister, it's spraying everywhere because he's jumping. And there's gas going everywhere on the ground, and he's lighting the lawn on fire, and he's making the situation worse for himself because gasoline's hitting him and pretty much igniting his feet. And he's jumping up and down, freaking out, and gas is just going everywhere. And I'm yelling, I'm like, dude, get rid of the can, get rid of it. And he throws it as far as he can. He throws the gas can. And he throws it towards his house, which is even worse. And it leaves a giant trail of gasoline that catches on fire immediately. And within not even 10 seconds, this kid's house was on fire. And it wasn't a small fire. His porch was made of wood, So you mix that with gasoline, it was up in flames in less than 5 minutes. It was bad. Like, his whole back porch was on fire. Now, the one good thing is Anthony's older brother got his feet to stomp out. He, like, stomped on his own feet with each foot, and the fire went away. He took his socks off, too. That helped. So he wasn't, on fire anymore. But now the entire porch was, and his parents were inside the house sleeping. So immediately, me and Anthony run to the front of the house. We run on the front door because we couldn't go in the back door because the porch was on fire. We ran into the house, woke his parents up, got them and the dogs out. I remember going in there to wake them up, and they started screaming. They were like, "What's going on? Why are you waking us up? What are you doing?" And when they came outside, they just were in shock. Like, they started yelling, screaming at Anthony, just freaking out because they didn't know what was going on or how it happened. But luckily, we got them out safely. All the pets were out safely, too. He had some pets. And we called the fire department. And shortly after, the fire department showed up. They put the fire out. But the house was very, very, very damaged. I don't have photos of their exact house, but I'll put some photos up of kind of what it looked like. But yeah, needless to say, Anthony's parents were pissed. Anthony got in trouble. Anthony's older brother got in trouble. I didn't get in any trouble because I was just sitting there pretty much as a bystander for once. Usually I'm the one in these stories that's fucking up. But looking back, I wish I would have said something. I wish I would have just begged them to not do that because I had a bad feeling and I didn't speak up and I really should have. Needless to say, Anthony and his older brother got grounded. They had to take a fire safety class as well, which I know all about because I had to take the same fire safety class not long after this because I had a similar situation happen at my house. I just didn't learn my lesson and my dumbass almost burned my house down. So yeah, moral of the story is, don't play around with fire or gasoline. It can end very bad, very quick. So don't mess around with that stuff. Not safe. And yeah, guys, don't be like me and my friends. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.